So here's the thing about betrayal. Any other grief is usually, there's a cleanliness to it, a simplicity, right? You've lost something that you care about. And that's part of betrayal as well. You've lost the illusion that you thought you were living. You've lost the dream, what turns out to be a fantasy of whatever it is, trustworthiness, etc. But there's a purity to losing something you care about. Even with the bargaining and the denial and all the stages of anger and grief. Betrayal messes with you, with your mind, with your sense of trusting yourself. There's a agitation to it mentally, in a way that nothing else can provide this opportunity. I'm not saying wish it on you or on me or on anyone, but we've all experienced betrayal in our childhood, from our parents, from our God, in relationship, even with our own sense of self. And when it happens, and if you're watching this, I'm assuming it's either happened to you or you're concerned that it might, there's this opportunity with it that no other experience, in my experience, that nothing else will provide. It's like you question yourself, you question your judgment, you question trusting people in general. When the big shock of just how much betrayal I had been living with happened to me, I literally shook for 5 hours. And for a few days, in fact, but just the first wave, right, was shaking. And I was walking around and I was saying to myself, oh my God, my heart's breaking, my heart's breaking. And then I heard the little voice within, right, the inner voice say, no, sweetheart, your heart is breaking open, if you'll allow it. And that was my experience. I made that shift. It's oh, let it shake open. Right? Oh, everything I thought was true about my life, about my relationship. It's oh, it's not, and now what? And it's oh, am I going to wall off more? And this is a decision facing everyone that has the experience of betrayal, disappointment, even just the purity of grief of loss, right? In these transition times, it's am I going to guard more and shrink away and try to get smaller and smaller and more, right? More and more boundaries until I'm alone in one room, right? Afraid to trust anyone or anything, and it's just so lonely and hurting. Or am I going to let myself break open and flower and get bigger and bloom and realize, wow, it was never my husband that my sense of trust should have been in. The betrayal was here. I saw behaviors I didn't know, right? But I saw behaviors of saying one thing and doing another. I saw, I saw unhealed little boy make an agreement and then lie about it in weird ways. And I was this is crazy. This isn't who I married, right? But it was who I married. So it's that sense of trusting me that I know when something's off and not popping up into my mind to try to fix it or analyze it or justify it or rationalize it. The trust was here, and with that essence, right? Trusting that voice within that will always tell me the truth and that authentic yes, no that's here. So I encourage you a lot of times, the coaching that I've been doing, especially in the last year, shockingly, couples, women, men who have disconnected their heart from their loins and want to learn to trust and to love and to bring their passion again, right? Enough with Viagra medicine and antidepressants and heart medicine. It's wow, are we ready to awaken and unleash? And what I found is the first decision really is to know. To just know the truth of what's actually happening within you and in your environment. And the truth really shall set you free. It's my honor and joy to help people move through that transition. Okay, whatever the truth is, you're better off knowing, because then we can match to what your heart really longs for. And a lot of times we don't even know what our heart longs for, so we have to get through the mental layers of all the stuff that's been programmed that we should want. versus really what's our heart wanting here in this lifetime, in this body home, in this relationship, right? In our relationship with our money, with our children, with our spouses or our partners or just our dates. Like, what do we really want here? And that wasn't available to me before the layers of kind of controlling myself to be positive, to be consciously connected. Like, there was a lot of self-control here, but not listening to what's true and not being fed. And it's just so beautiful having had that awakening to really be able to guide and support people through it. It's my deepest honor. And if you think you might be ready to live your truth, your authentic self, your love, your passion, your happiness, call me, please. I'd love to talk to you.